All right, Josh. So, good bit to get through here. So we'll just jump straight into it. So the first thing we started on was were just a couple of random add nine chords that are kind of relatively easy to get using some open strings. So those were A minor add nine. So that's fifth fret, first finger fifth fret on the G string, and then your third or fourth finger, whichever you like, on the seventh fret of the D string, and we'll leave out the sixth. Okay, now with all of these, what I want you to do is tell me which one of these notes, which one of the notes in that is the nine. Okay, so which one of them is a two semitones above the eighth, which is the name note of the chord. So which note in there is two semitones above an A, basically. Okay, next one, E minor add nine. So that's little finger seventh fret on the A string, first finger fourth fret on the D string, and we're including the sixth for this one. Okay, and again, where's the nine in that? Next one is D minor add nine. So this is a nice little one where you just got your little finger on the 10th fret of the B string and then 10th fret of the G string with your third finger. And for this one, you can leave in, so the root note is here, the D, okay? But sounds a little small when that's the lowest note of the chord, so we're going to include the lower fifth in this as well, the A note. Okay, so there's three chords. Now, real quick, I'm just going to throw in the natural minor scale here, okay? The A natural minor scale with the open strings that go with that. So it's kind of a nice, easy scale to play. So starting from the open A string, we're going open, 2, 3. So that's note of 1, note of 1, 2, note of 3, okay? Same on the next string, 4, 5, 6. Only open 2 on the G string, so that's 7 to 8. Then we can, this is 8, same note as 1, so we can call this 1 now, okay? So this is the root. So then from there, 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's open 1, first fret, third fret on the B string, and then same on the E string, so that's 5, 6, 7, and we may as well finish it off 5th fret there, going up to the 8th. So that's open 2, 3, open 2, 3, open 2, open 1, 3, open 1, 3, and then bring it up to 5 to finish it off. Okay, so first of all, we did some add nine chords by just showing you the shape of it, right? So as I was saying, that's kind of what I want to get away from. I want to get to a point where you can kind of know what's in chords, how they're made up, which note is what, and knowing how to change them into something else based on that, okay? So we'll do that with add nines now, right? So A minor, we'd already did this one up here, but we'll do it from the usual position, okay? So there's the A note in the A chord, that's the A. We bring that up by 2. Now the 9 is always 2, major or minor. The 9 is always 2 semitones above the 8th, okay, in any major or minor scale. So there it is. Now, let's say we take it up. So, in this shape, so this is the E minor shape that we're taking up 5 frets to get an A minor, okay? So, in the E minor shape, where's the 8th? So, well, there's the first, okay, so that's the bass note, we'll leave that alone. There's the 5th, remember that shape we were talking about? 1 string, 2 frets up on the next string, that's a 5th, except for B and E strings, remember that one. Then it's going to be 3 frets. Okay. So this is the 5th because of that shape, or another way you could figure it out is going up in the scale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there's an E note in the E chord, D string, D sharp, E. Okay, so we take that up by 2 frets. There's an E minor add 9, just like this one. Slightly different though. This one sounds a little bit better. But another way you could do it is to say, well, this is an E note here, the open E string, right? So just bring that up by 2 frets, and there's your E minor add 9. Now we're talking about A minor here, so we can take this E minor shape up to the 5th fret to get an A minor, and then use that same idea. So now there's that note where the root is, or the 8th, bring it up to a 9. Or you can take this one, there's an 8th, bring that up to the 9, and you've got E minor add 9, or A minor add 9 as well. Okay, one more. Now this is not the most practical example, but let's say we take our D minor shape. There's a D note in the D chord, so we're going to bring that up by 2, and everything else stays the same. But there are easier ways of doing a D minor add 9, and understanding this stuff will allow you to find it. For example, let's say we took our A minor shape up 5 frets, and there's D minor, okay? Now, which note is the 9 for D minor? Well, it's going to be 2 semitones above D, so D, D sharp, E. So if we put an E note, doesn't necessarily matter how we do it, if we put an E note into this chord, then it's going to become a D minor add 9. So if we just lift up the bar here to leave that open E string in there, there's a D minor add 9. Now, add 9 means that the chord has a first, third, major or minor, fifth, and then the 9, okay? You know what I mean? So it skips the 7th, in other words, right? So when you just say E minor 9, that implies that there's first, third, fifth, 7th, and 9th, right? You kind of build on it. Let's say if it was E11, let's say, then that'd be first, third, fifth, 7th, 9th, and 11, okay? So let's talk about minor 9s, right? So same principles apply. You're just putting a 7th into the chord. That's going to be usually, we'll get into the details on that later, but for minors for now, that's going to be 2 semitones below the 8th, right? So if we're talking E minor, we already have our 9 here. Now, there's an E note there, 5th fret on the B string. We take that down by 2, add it into the chord, and there's an E minor 9. A minor. Okay, so let's say we could put our 9 here like we did last time. So that's 2 frets up from the G string, 2nd fret to 4th fret. And what is a 7th for A minor, right? So A is the 8th, so 2 semitones down from that. So 1 semitone down is going to be G sharp or A flat, G. So G is the 7th that we're looking for here. Now, we could put that G note in there, but now we've lost our 9 here, okay? So we might say, okay, well, how can we get the 9 back? Well, there's a B note there, so we could call that the 9. But now we've lost our minor third, so now the chord is neither major nor minor. So we'll put this back here and get the 7th a different way. Okay, so there's our 9, there's the rest of the chord. And this note here, 3rd fret on the E string, that's a G note. So that means we've got our G note here, which is the 7th, and our B note here, which is the 9th, a C natural, so not C sharp, is going to be our minor third. There's the 5th, because it's 2 frets up on the next string down from the open first, okay? And there's A minor 9, okay? So have a think about that, and just remember with those first 3 chords, just let me know where's the 9 in all of those. So there's one note, or maybe not one, maybe more. No, it's just one. That has a 9 in it. So I just wanted you to point out which is the 9. Okay, and so we've got 9s and 7s pretty good now. So we'll just keep pushing on and getting some more interesting chords from there. All right, we'll see you then.